on to the interview. So my interview was on June 25th, 2024. And mind you, all of these dates I'm telling you, I had to take these days off from work. So I take day off from work to go do my medical, and day off to go and do my interview, day off to go and get the other documents as well. Well, not necessarily day off, because through my work in a Mandeville town at the time, so I would go like RGD my lunchtime. Well, for the police record, I had to take some time off. Well, not the whole day. I was able to go to Maypen and come back for work. So I would leave work for my class and then let them know that I'm going on the road for a minute or two, might take an hour or two, just sit in for me please, or get a substitute for my classes to cover, and then run, go to Maypen and run, come back. Same thing when I had to collect, but collecting wasn't so long because I wasn't waiting. I just went in, them look for it to give it to me, and I was out the door quick and fast. So I had to be taking days off from work as well. The day of the interview, I had a 7:30 a.m. interview. I was a nervous wreck. Okay, we left Mandeville from about 5 a.m. and we made it on time. I was early for my interview, which was good. You want to reach early. Now, when I got to the outside, I had to join a line, ensure that I didn't have anything on me that I wasn't supposed to bring inside. So no liquid, no food, no water, because you can buy those inside. You just need money. If you drive, you can bring your car keys in, I think, but I didn't drive, so I didn't need to have my keys with me inside. The only thing going with me, even didn't wear a belt, because I was that serious about not letting anything slow me down. I was about business. Okay, I didn't wear any bag of jewelry. I never wear no watch, because I do have an Apple Watch, so I didn't wear my watch inside. The only thing I had on was my engagement ring, and that was it, jewelry wise. No chain, no nothing. Because I couldn't bother, no belt, none of that. A nice comfortable flat shoes, one top and one pants. Like, I dressed as if I was going to work. And I do my hair simple. Never in the whole part. I was doing well. I was just doing less. Never want bagga. Couldn't bother with that. And being that I went to the embassy before, I already have an idea, say, oh yeah, don't this and this can't bring. Alright? So then process me outside, scan me this, my confirmation page, look at my passport, all of that good stuff. Went inside. Alright, so once I was inside, they checked everything again and then sent me to an area to sit and wait to listen for my name. So I was waiting to hear my name. Once I heard my name call, I went up to the counter, and this is where my preliminary interview started. Now, when I went up to the counter for the first time, this was basically just to collect the documents that I had. Please ensure that you have all of your documents ready. People don't have no time to waste. Okay? So everything they asked for, so them asked me to just hand it over to them and give it to them. Alright? The first question she asked was the name of my filer. I told her, and the address where I was staying, and his date of birth, mine, etc. Alright? Right, so she asked me all of that and asked me for my documents, and she checked them, but everything was good. And she said, okay, thank you, Miss White, you may have a seat and listen for your name again. So I went back to my seat and was listening to hear my name called again. No, I waited for quite some time. Now I got like, it was, and then I have no phone, no watch, nothing to see the time. And it felt as though time was not passing, but I waited. No, the second time I went up was for my actual interview. Now I did my interview with this lady. It was a white lady, and she was very nice. It didn't even feel like a interview. Felt more like a conversation between two people, you know, getting to know each other. That's what it felt like. The question she asked was, what's the name of my filer? What's his date of birth? What's the address I'll be staying in the US? How did we meet? If we have any children together? How many times has he been to Jamaica to see me? What are our marriage plans once I enter into the US? I told her that we are planning to do a very small, intimate ceremony. She smiled and she said, okay, that's so sweet. I think that was the last question she asked. That was the last thing she asked me. Then she proceeded to tell me about Haley. Now, this thing with Haley now is that we had applied for a K2 visa, but that wasn't necessary because Haley was eligible for her citizenship through her father. So the kid, she told me that, hey, we're not gonna give her a K2 visa, go ahead and apply for her CRBA, and she gave me a paper with instructions on how to apply for it, which we moved on to do afterwards. Now at this point now, she said, okay, and you already did your medical? And I said yes, and she said, oh, but unfortunately we haven't received it as yet, so as soon as we get it, then we will move on to approve a visa. That's the only thing that is outstanding, everything else is fine. I was like, okay, cool, thank you. And that was the end of the interview, simple and easy, and I was out the door smiling. No, this point I thought that probably like a week after, by then Andrew should have sent over medical guys. I waited 6 weeks. Okay, 6 weeks, and that's after emailing the embassy several times to get an update, a status update on my K1 visa. So my interview due from June. I did not get my passport. I wasn't issued my visa until August. So my advice would be, if you can get a date like for your medical like 3 weeks out, 4 weeks out from your interview date, awesome. Because I'm telling you, Andrews, I would have been left the country a long time if I never have to sit down and wait for them to send over the medical to the embassy to finish process me something, so I could have gotten my visa to leave. Okay, but it all worked out because the same day I collected my visa and my packet to leave, because you do get a good size envelope where you can to travel with as well with the visa. So on the same day that I went to collect it was the same day that we were in Kingston for Haley's passport interview. So that was great. It worked out the same way, so I'm not so, you know, not so upset. So after August, that's when I got my visa. Alright, now something to note. Now you see the CICA, the CEAC website where you check your status from when you reach the NBC stage, you see in transit where your case is. Mine never did update. Mine was at NBC up until when I did my interview, it changed to refused. I'm gonna put one screenshot on the screen so you can see and understand what I'm saying. So mine went from at NBC to refused to ready to approved to issued. So don't pay attention. My advice would be, don't pay attention to that, to say, oh, I'm gonna wait to see in transit or ready before I start. You stay up on top of your email. Your filer should stay on top of his or her email as well, because that is how I knew that my case was in Kingston already. The site never did tell me none of that, and I was checking. So if I was there waiting and waiting, everything would have passed me. So ensure that you are checking everything that you need to check to ensure that you're on point and you're up on the ball and you're not missing nothing. Okay, alright, so Haley CRBA now. So as I mentioned before, Haley was eligible for her citizenship because her dad is an American citizen. So even though we are not married, she was still eligible for it, because we thought that we'd have to be married first or whatever. But that's another thing. You need to ask questions, and as Jamaicans, when we're doing things like this, we don't want to ask any questions because we don't want to involve nobody in our business, and it's understandable. But we didn't do enough research in that part, so we never know. Okay, so with her CRBA we had to go online. I'm gonna put the link below where exactly you go, because it's not a thing where you fill out a paper form. It's not a paper form. You have to do everything online. So the paper that the consular officer gave me with the instructions had a link to the site that you go to fill out. You have to create a profile, fill out the information, and upload all the documents that they need there. After you fill out everything and upload the documents including her passport size photo, etc., you're gonna go ahead and pay the fee for her CRBA. The CRBA and the passport is different. It is going to indicate whether or not you want, if you want to apply for the passport same time, you can. The option is there. It's gonna tell you what to do if you're applying for the passport at the same time. You upload all the documents, you're gonna get a payment confirmation, you download that, and then you're gonna email. The link that I'm gonna include in the description is gonna give you all of the email addresses that you are gonna use in order to email the embassy to let them know that you need an interview or an appointment for a CRBA/passport appointment, and tell them the dates that you're gonna be available for this appointment. Now bear in mind, both parents have to be there. Documents that are needed include the American citizen parents' US passport and their naturalization certificate, as well as your passport, as in the other parent who is out, not the American citizen parent. Alright, so you're gonna upload that. Child's birth certificate. So in this case, I had to upload Haley's Jamaican birth certificate, and we also needed proof that her father has been residing in the US for over 5 years. So we had to go and find his transcripts from when he was going to university here in the US, and we also had to upload utility bills from his apartment, rent receipts as well, credit card and bank statements, all of that to prove that yes, he has been residing in the US. Once we do all of that, we paid, and then we emailed the payment confirmation to the embassy along with a request for an appointment date, and we also told them the date that my fiance would be available for the interview. At the time, he was going to be in Jamaica during August, and they emailed us back like a couple days after. Them emailed with the Monday, and we had an interview on Wednesday, the coming Wednesday, in Kingston for the CRBA appointment, and they told us the documents to bring, and we brought those. So he had to walk with his old passports, both the old Jamaican passport and the old US passport and the new US passport. He walked with everything, and I think that was it. And yes, you have to fill out, so if you want to apply for the passport same day, you have to fill out an e-passport application form. Follow the instructions clearly and make sure you spell the name them correct on it, because that's what they're going to use to generate the passport. Okay, also upload a copy of the passport photo as well. Alright, walk with a copy as well, walk with copies of the passport photo for the child. So after we did that, we printed the copy of the passport form that was filled out. Do not change anything on the form after you print it. If after you print it you see a mistake, start over again, because what happens is that it comes with a barcode that they're gonna scan, and all of the information come up on them system, right? So you want to make sure that the information that is on the form is the information that they will be seeing on their system. So ensure you do that. Right, and then we just bring that, don't sign nothing, and they will tell you that you're not supposed to sign anything until the day of the interview when you get there. So we did all of that. When we got to the interview, or when we reached the embassy, they did ask us a few questions like how we met, how long we've been together, if we're married, if we have plans to get married, when was Haley born, if my fiance was in Jamaica when she was born. They asked him questions about like his residency in the US when he became a citizen, where he worked, where he lived, all of the previous places where he lived. One bag of question him asked. Just prepare to answer question as if it was an actual visa interview question. Now at the end of all of the questions, and the end of the interview, we were approved. He had, I believe we had to swear an oath, I don't remember, and he had to sign, I had to sign, and then that was it. They told us that we have 2 weeks to, we're able to collect the passport within 2 weeks. After that, they're gonna instruct you to go outside to DHL to pay and set up how you're going to collect or how you're gonna receive the passport and the CRBA certificate. Alright, we paid for it to be delivered to us in Manchester, and like exactly 2 weeks after we collect it, exactly 2 weeks after, we collected her passport and her CRBA certificate, and that was it. We were all set to leave to come to the US. What helped me were a lot of videos on YouTube, as I said before, and also various groups that I was in on Facebook. So I was in the Jamaica NBC group, and I was also in the K1 filers with Caribbean beneficiaries group. Those two groups is where the information that was given out in those groups were very helpful, and such you don't need to, you don't need for good getting a lawyer for do any of this. Even with the CRBA, I asked questions in the group and persons were there readily to answer. I got so many answers to my questions in regards to CRBA. People all tell me, listen, it's not hard, it's very easy, nothing to worry about, etc, etc. Give me the information that I needed, everything. Alright, so you just need to go into those groups and ask questions. Also, YouTube videos were my best friend, and Google. Something else to bear in mind, all cases are different. So my case might go faster or it might go slower than yours, but don't, when you're watching videos like these, don't try not to compare your case with others, because every single case is unique. They're not the same. No two cases are the same. Everything is handled different and separate. So don't compare the cases. All right, basically that was my experience and me sharing the information that I have with you guys, as well as, just hope the video helps somebody out there who's probably gonna do this process, or you're planning to do this process. I really hope that this is of some help. If you have any additional questions, don't be afraid to put them in the comment section. I will be there to answer all the questions that you have. I will be linking the videos, as I said, in the description box. Check the description box for all the links to the forums, to the videos that I used, to the groups that I was in, all of that. Alright, when it came down to it all, it was a little frustrating, but God, okay, but God, because trust me, I went through it. Alright, so this is the end of the video. Thank you guys so much for watching today's video, and thank you all for 400 subscribers. I'm so excited, and I see that you guys love the vlogs. I have more vlogs coming. I just had to get this one video out of the way first, so after this I'll be uploading more vlogs for you guys to watch, etc, to see how my journey in the US is going, how I'm navigating, how I'm adjusting, all that good stuff. So continue watching, and if you haven't subscribed, I say, what are you waiting for? Subscribe to the channel and become a part of the EXO family. Don't forget to like as well and comment down below. We love to interact with each other. We are a family here, and I'll see you guys in my next upload.